welcome to another movie reviews video. As I said before, it's been 2 weeks since my last movie review video because I was away and I knew that I wouldn't get to see as many films whilst being away. I actually only saw one in the week between last Sunday and the one before. So this week I have seen 3 new releases and 2 sort of Halloween special films in the movie theatres, so I thought I would mention those as well. The first new release I saw was The Hate U Give, which I have made a whole book versus movie about, so I will leave that linked up here. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic movie. The characters in the movie look just like the characters from the book in my head, so if you haven't read the book, then you can be guaranteed a sort of accurate representation of those characters. I thought the actors did an absolutely brilliant job. I've watched lots of interviews and kind of back behind the scenes footage from this film as well, because I was just interested to see how the actors, kind of what direction they were given and how much background knowledge they have of the characters, since it was already a massively popular best-selling novel, which is just an awesome book. I also have a review of the book. If you want to watch that, I'll link that up here as well. And the film itself was incredibly intense, as I expected it to be, but in a really good way, not in a way where you come out feeling like wrung out or emotionally exhausted. You do feel a lot of emotion throughout the film. I cried twice, but I also laughed, and I also felt a sense of determination coming from the characters and coming from the storyline. Angie Thomas has a great cameo, and I am definitely planning on seeing this one again. I haven't managed to before filming this video, so I've only seen it once as of this video going up, but I definitely would like to see it again because there's lots of people I want to take to see it and go, look how awesome this film is and how awesome this storyline is and this writing is. So that is very exciting. So yeah, definitely a massive recommendation from me. Then I went to see the new Halloween movie, and I actually got to see this with a friend as well, which always helps kind of being able to discuss your thoughts straight away with someone else. That was also the case with The Hate U Give, because I knew a lot of people who had been to see it, so that's a good thing. But this one, I am a massive Halloween fan. You might not know that about me, but I am. And so this was a total kind of geek out for Halloween fans. There's lots of nods back to the original 2 films, because obviously the original 2 films go back to back. So there's lots and lots of kind of references or mirroring of the things that happen in those 2 films. Obviously we have Jamie Lee Curtis and we have one of the original police officers from the first film, so they are actively going, oh yeah, I remember when this happened, or this is my memory of this, or this is how it has affected my life from that night. So we have that aspect of it. I didn't feel like it was a very kind of like tense or gripping horror film. All of the kind of horror aspects and the jumpy bits were really quite predictable, and you could see them coming. And you know, with the friend that I was with, I was like, why are they running upstairs? Don't run upstairs. Have you not seen the first films? Or why are they getting out of the car? Just stay in the car. One of the things that shocked me in this one that I don't think we saw as much of in the previous one is a couple of the victims. It's not a spoiler because you know there are going to be victims in a horror movie, but a couple of the victims were children, and I just don't feel like we've seen that before in this type of film, or from this franchise anyway. I might be wrong, it's been a while since I watched the whole lot back to back, but that was quite shocking in itself. But I really feel like as a horror film in its own right, it wasn't particularly horrifying, or it didn't have a very big thriller aspect to it. But if you are a fan of the original films, you will get an awful lot from it. I feel like if you went into it not having seen the original films, then it won't have as much of an impact. I would say it becomes then just a kind of mediocre film, whereas if you are a fan of the franchise, it is a good film. Not a great film, a good film. So yeah, I've had one absolutely amazing film, one where because I was a fan it was a good film, but if you weren't a fan it wouldn't have been a good film. And then the third film that I saw as a new release in the cinemas was a really bad film, and I definitely wouldn't recommend it, and that is The Oath. I admit that I went into this having not seen a trailer for it. I'd seen the movie posters for it, and I was like, oh, comedy actors, it's going to be a comedy. They're holding a turkey, it's released in October. It's a Thanksgiving comedy. And yes, this film does follow the week leading up to Thanksgiving, and particularly Black Friday. So I think we start on Monday and finish on the Saturday. We have a sort of prologue at the very beginning that's a year before Thanksgiving, where the idea, the notion of this oath is introduced. And it's basically kind of the idea that you will have to sign an oath that you are going to be loyal to your country, that you are going to be a patriotic citizen. Which, you know, isn't entirely out of the question. I can see where the writers got their notion from, and we see a lot of news coverage about the oath and it being introduced, and then we come up to the week before Thanksgiving. The deadline is Black Friday for signing the oath, and we see the main characters reacting to the people in their lives who have signed the oath because they are very against signing this oath. And that bit is all quite, you know, lighthearted, and there's some comedy moments and there's some real moments. And then when we get to actual Thanksgiving Day, things just start getting really, really violent and really, really improbable. Everything up to that point is, you know, quite probable and believable, and then from that point onwards, and there are so many good comedic actors in this film. You know, I was like, one person would come in, I'd be like, oh, it's them, or maybe they're here to rescue the film, or somebody else would turn up, I'd be like, oh, you know, I really like this actor, it's going to be a good part. And it really, really wasn't, and I don't know why I stayed to the end. I felt like, to kind of do the review justice, I had to stay to the end, and thank goodness it was only an hour and 35 minutes, but normally I have a 45-minute cut-off, and I should have adhered to that cut-off and gone and done something else with my day that didn't involve going, why did this film get made again, what's going on, what's the point of this film. I couldn't even tell you what genre it falls into. I think it's meant to be a dark comedy, but it, you know, it kind of becomes horror thriller, and just the comedy isn't there, even though there are so many massive names in comedy attached to it. There's all these people in it that I've liked in their other things. So yeah, definitely don't recommend going to see that one. Go and see the other two before going to see this one, for sure. Or go and check out my previous movie reviews video, which I'll link up here, and find something else to go and see that I've recommended there. So then the last two things that I saw in the cinema, I saw yesterday. I did a double film day, one in the morning, and then went and did all that I had to do in the day, and went back and saw one in the evening. So the first one was Hocus Pocus, which I haven't actually seen. I don't know if I thought I'd seen it, and then somewhere along the way I just realised I hadn't, but it was really cool seeing it on the big screen. It's very Disneyfied and very, it was 1993 I think, it's very 1993. Some of the moments with the humans in the film, who are like two teenagers and a younger child, are really, really, really cringeworthy. But I think if you were seeing it for the first time in the 90s, it wouldn't have seemed that way. I thought that the Three Witches, I thought that the Sanderson sisters were really, really good and really funny at the same time as being slightly scary. It was one of those films that has a really good balance of family-friendly fun and also scariness. And I like the link between the Salem witch trials and the Salem of today, and it was just a good time. And I love the fact that it was Disney, and before the movie, obviously because it's an older film, we only had 2 Disney trailers, which I thought was really cool as well. So they showed the trailer for the Penguin film that's coming out on Earth Day next year, which is one of their Disney nature films, and then I saw the full trailer for Mary Poppins, as if I wasn't excited enough already. I may have had a little cry at the trailer, it just got me so excited for going to see it. And then the second film I saw on the big screen, I have seen once before on the big screen, but not in the same way. So I went to see Rocky Horror, and it was just purely just a screening of Rocky Horror in the cinema. When I'd seen it before, it was one where they had the shadow actors in front and everybody was dressed up and everybody had the props and everybody was doing the calls, which is like when I've seen it in the theatre before. But I was really quite pleased that I could just see it on the big screen, you know, how it was first shown in a cinema. It was really cool, and I was kind of, you know, center of the movie theater, so it was right there in front of me, all playing out. You could, you know, see how caked on Frankenfurter's makeup was, and see kind of how almost like wobbly the sets were. And it's one of my favorite films, so being able to see it right by Halloween in the cinema was just wonderful. And we had a few call outs, which is absolutely fine, you know, I am a fan, but generally it was just, yeah, I'm spending my Friday night seeing this, and it was great, and I was lip syncing along with all the songs because it's in the dark, so no one can see me, and there was no one sat near me anyway, so it was fine. And yeah, it was really cool seeing it, as I say, on the big screen, how it would have originally come out, because I'd only seen it on like my DVD before, or at that screening that was in a much older movie theatre as well. This one was a new movie theatre with the reclining seats, so I was well chilled out, and the reclining seats were red as well, so it fits in with the film. So yeah, if you get a chance to go and see that, if one of your movie theatres is playing it over Halloween, or you get a chance to go to another of those different screenings, then I definitely recommend it. And yeah, just watch Rocky Horror before Halloween. It's really cool. Okay, I will be back with another movie review video for you next week. I already have some movies planned out that I am seeing between now and then. And yeah, in the meantime, I will have a book video for you on Monday, Wednesday and Friday next week, so make sure you're subscribed so that those land right in your subscription feed. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any opinions on the films I have talked about, or you would like to see my opinion on a specific film that is currently out or is coming out, then please let me know in the comments, and I will endeavour to make that happen. I will be back with this video next week. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow with a new book video. Bye!